Hey guys, it's Gomer here with Game 3 of Castle Assault 2014. I've recorded this for I don't know how many times, probably 5, 6. Um, if anyone's just updated to new OS X and then updated Keynote, it's just a piece of crap now. Yeah, the new OS X is okay, but yeah, there's some bugs in Keynote. Anyway, this scenario is Blood and Glory, played out of the rulebook, so to speak, in that if you break your opponent, game is over. But out of the 20 battle points, 5 of them come down to whether or not you break your opponent, and then if you do, to get the full 5 battle points, you need to also be 3 fortitude from breaking. If you're only 2, they get a point. If you're 1, I think they get 2 battle points and you get the 3. Yep, my opponent's playing Dark Elves. Played him a couple of times when he was using vampires, but haven't played his Dark Elves before. I'm not sure how long he's played them before, but probably a while because he doesn't have all the new stuff, so it's probably like an older army that he's had lying around. So he's got Marathi, Master on BSB on a cold one, which is in a bunch of cold ones there with full command, 2 lots of 20 Dark Shards with full command. 30 Corsairs with full command and 10 Shades, or actually might have been more than 10 Shades, and I think they had at least a banner, if they can, I'm pretty sure they did. 2 repeater bolt throwers round out his... Um, next slide, if it all happened. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, this picture is slightly out of date. So I've got... I took this just before I did my swaps actually, and yeah, didn't bother adjusting it. Sorry. So I got Itchy Nuisance and Gork and fixed it on my level 2. I actually had it was something like Here We Go, Foot of Gork, Fist of Gork, and Hand of Gork, something like that. Yeah, because I did get hand, so I must have switched a double somewhere, or I decided to switch after I picked this. That's what it was. He had level 4 on Death with Spirit Leech, Fate of Bajuna, Soul Blight, and Purple Sun. So let's keep an eye on Spirit Leech this game. Hopefully it doesn't kill me. But also Purple Sun obviously scares me a bit, being Orcs. Anyway, so this is deployment. As I said, Blood and Glory, so we've got the 9 inches from the side, 15 inches up. Yeah, game 3 of day 1 in Castle Assault. There's lots of beverages being had, so I didn't take as many pictures. So this is actually deployment, and I think Elf turn 1. So I can't remember, he may have moved up a bit as well in this shot. But basically you can see that he's got some cold ones out there. That's where his BSBs. He's got 2 lots of the 220 Dark Shards. A repeater bolt thrower. Marathi's in that other block there, his Corsairs. And the way we actually ruled it, because where he had her, she can't be in the back there, so she's on the side basically, but we just didn't bother moving her. And I think they even said she's supposed to be on a 50 or something, so that's why she definitely has to be on the edge. I think that's what it was. But in any case, we don't bother moving her, but we know where she is. Dark Shards deploy in the forest. Yeah, and as I said, he doesn't really move up too much on his first turn. We just sat back, and I think he was trying to take out my war machines in his turn 1, and also a couple of people shot it up, maybe took off a savage or 2. The repeater bolt throwers couldn't see my wyvern being behind the hill there. Magic was pretty low, and I just scrolled Purple Sun. That was pretty much it for his turn. So I should have really just quickly run through mine there. So yeah, I've gone for my war machines mostly along the back, but also mostly, more to the right, and then the refuse flank type things. I'm just going to send my combat units up the right and hold back on the left, and just harass with my random movers. So yeah, I do that. I move up, not as fast as I can, but enough that if it's going to make his charging hard if he tries, and then I should get some easy charges off. And if he doesn't really move, I'll have some, fairly reasonable 50-50 type charges into him. Magic was 8 to 5. I believe he dispelled most of what I threw. Yeah, didn't get a whole lot. My war machines took out some Corsairs and some Shades. I'm just trying to weaken that side up because I want to kill it with my guys, pretty much. So his turn 2, he just moves the Shades over. and trying to help his repeater bolt thrower. And he gets rid of my Mangler, which was going to threaten those Corsairs coming around the end. Not Corsairs, cold ones. But apart from that, not a whole lot of... have I got any injuries there that I can see? It doesn't look like it. So my turn 2, I send my pump wagon into the middle, just to harass and hopefully draw some fire. I've got off... What was it? I get off... Yeah, well, actually, you can see what I've charged in there. So I get off a pretty long charge. I think it was a 9 or a 10 onto the Marathi unit there, which was a long bomb, but definitely worth the go, the attempt. And then I send the trolls into the flank of the Shades, and my Wyvern comes up. He can't make any charges from where he was, but he's ready for a flank charge on the Corsairs if I can't do the job there in one turn. Important spell I got off in this magic phase, 11 to 6, was here we go. That's all I needed. He did dispel fists, and I don't think I got anything much else done. Take out a few dark shards there up on the hill there. So those hills, they're infinite high. So they're the only guys who can really be shooting at my Wolf Riders, who you can see down the bottom right are hiding behind the hills, both on the left and right flank. So they got 2 of my banners, so I'm trying to just keep them out of harm's way. So clip, I think this was after combat when he scored 2 wounds and I did about, it must have only been about 4 or 5, but he passed his break test, so he didn't run. I really thought the trolls would take them out in one go, but wasn't to be. But the savages did their work, so even though they've got bows, they crushed this unit. I think Marathi maybe did a few, but I can't remember if there was any challenges that went on, but even if there was, it would have been with my champ. So we went to town on the rest of his unit, and he broke, and we caught them. So that was great for me, anyway. He just lost 3 fortitude there with the general and the banner that was in there. So I think at this point I needed 2 more to win the game, and I wanted to obviously. Because of the way it wants, you want to take out units. So it's going to be a bit tricky. So I had to take out bolt throwers before, I took out his other dark shards or anything, because I didn't want to take out another unit before I did that, because then the game would be over and I wouldn't have as many points as what I could try get, having lost so badly in the last game. So his turn 3 is he's moving up into missile fire range of the Night Goblins, because he's going to try. He wants to get them on a panic test, because they're only on leadership 5 or 6 with no reroll from where they are, and they've got a banner. So he does manage to get a few off there, but they hold, and he puts a few wounds on my pump wagon. And in this combat, with the overrun, we obviously destroy that. We destroy the shard, the shards, the shades, and overrun into the repeater bolt thrower, and it was dead. So we reform that way. And magic phase, I get Hand of Gorkoff and move the savages over there. And it looks like I've moved my Wyvern up just a bit as well, probably to take out the repeater bolt thrower next turn. I've moved the Night Goblins up into range 2, and I get Gorka Fix It and Itchy Nuisance off on that front set of Dark Shards. And I think I've missed a turn here too, so let's just ignore that. But I think what's happened is I've ended up, in my turn, trying to charge, and he's fleeing, because you can see he's already reformed. There's other guys on the hill, so I think he had a turn, and then I charged, he fled. But in any case, you can see one unit's running away, and the other one's facing me. And then in my turn, I've charged my general at them as well. They've run away. I think it was a failed terror test or whatever it was, and both units are fleeing now. So that's sort of good, but his cold ones are coming around. There's just a pick again of my general with his charge and trying to get them, forcing them off the side of the board, which is what happens, I think, in turn 4. I get to 4 or 5, my 4 or 5, I've just got, here we go, and fist the Gork up in case he gets a charge on my flank, which he does, but his other bigger unit of Dark Shards failed to rally and they go off the board. So with them going off the board, I broke him, and that was the end of the game. So yeah, it was quick, and obviously that initial big charge I got just crushed his centre, and it was a bit easier then to mop up after that. So I ended up with 14-1 on the battle points. Got all the objectives because he didn't get any of my fortitude. Comp-wise, difference of 1.5, or difference of 3 actually, I think it was. No, sorry, 1.5. So that means he was comped at 3, which is 3 out of 6 middle of the road, which I guess that's Marathi, but I don't know, the rest of his list is pretty pretty weak in the sense of what Dark Elves can dish out. So I think maybe he was a bit hard done by there. But anyway, I get a 7.5 to 2.5 win. So finally got on the winning circle. And set me up decently for day 2. I'm currently sitting at 25.5 out of 60. So not great, but I'll take it considering how bad I got beat in game 2. Is there anything I would have changed this game? Probably not. I think I did what I wanted to do, and it sort of worked. And on his part, I think really just better use of probably Marathi there. I mean, basically didn't have to touch her, and I could kill her just from killing the units. So not great setup on his part. But anyway, they're the things you learn, and hopefully game 4 I can keep this performance going. So hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time.